Professor. My name is Nikki. It's great that I'm finally doing a video for you because I've been watching the videos that you put up here each week. So I've seen your face, and it's kind of cool that you can see mine now. As I mentioned, I got engaged last night, so I just wanted to show you my ring. And I'll go ahead and begin this presentation. That is kind of my definition and my opinion, as well as my research on founders, the iGeneration, a little bit on how they differ from millennials in terms of consuming media, and really just an overall summary. And there are currently two age groups for this generation, and the first one are referred to as tweens, which are ages 8 to 12 years old, and then there's the other ones, which are toddler and elementary school age. In terms of media, these people are very familiar with it. They live their lives staring at multiple screens at one time, multitasking like crazy. They can get on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, all of those things. They flip back and forth through them, YouTube, whatever it is, they flip back and forth, and whether to find information or if they just want to kill some time, they seem to always be on their phones, which can be a good and a bad thing, because you've got other things out there that they're very good at, such as, Microsoft Word or any computer system that would be really helpful once they got a job. In terms of statistics, it says here, from the 6 Living Generations marketing teacher, it says that 61% of children ages 8 to 17 have televisions in their rooms. 35% have video games, and 14% have a DVD player. They're very similar to millennials, but they also have their differences. So millennials are very tech savvy, and they are consumed by media as well. However, they weren't exposed to it as early. So in terms of your founders and iGeneration, they actually, from the get-go, they were born into this, where you had an iPhone, probably you had your mom or dad's phone that you played with as a little kid, and then, you really wanted one when you grew up, and then you have one, and now you've got all kinds of this technology. Whereas a millennial kind of came into it, obviously whenever it was available, but probably between the ages of 15 and 18, I would say, are pretty safe. So they've just, the iGeneration has just come into it a lot earlier, and so they have more experience. Some other things that, differ from millennials is millennials are very health and environment concerned. They want our environment to be a good environment, and they want to do things that are good for our world. Whereas the iGeneration is really tired of hearing about the environment and the ways that we can save it. So they're what you call, they have eco fatigue. Another thing is that because they've got these devices that can do everything for them, a lot of them, say before, your kids would play with these toys, up until they were 10, 12, maybe 15 years old, and I'm talking, Pokemon cards and any action figures they had or what have you, whereas now they can do all of that on their phones. They can talk to all these people. They have video games. So, as I'm sure you're aware, Toys R Us is going out of business. Babies R Us went out of business. There's all kinds of things because people just aren't buying their kids these classic toys anymore because they're already satisfied by these devices. One thing to highlight, I already mentioned, Babies R Us, Toys R Us, but the maker of Barbie dolls, Mattel, the target market was 10 years old in the 90s, and, they were doing great. Sales were great. However, in 2000, their target market became 3 years old. And once those kids reached the age of 4, 5, and up, they didn't want anything to do with their baby dolls anymore, or Barbie dolls. They wanted to reach for whatever screen they could. In terms of advertising to these people, I mean, the number one place to do that is going to be social media. You know, they can see, they're scrolling through Instagram, they're on Facebook, any of those things, and they see these videos or these pictures of these really cool products and how someone their age is using them, you know, or how they'll look good with them, depending on what they are. One ad, and really company in particular, that really targets this generation is Apple, because obviously they love their devices and all they want is that next one. Even if it's not much different, they want it, and these ads are definitely targeted towards them. So I can take this time now to show you an ad that is on YouTube, actually, of an Apple iPhone. You are my best friend and we've got something to do.
On the floor. Yeah. Yo, you wanna meet me in the lounge. Yeah. Yo, you wanna meet me in the club. Yeah. Yo, you wanna meet me downtown. Okay.
And these ads are very heavily played, and obviously they do well because people are buying these phones and it's generally for someone this age. Thanks for listening to my summary of the founders in iGeneration.